Do you recommend using of divinations, maybe like tarot or a book of change, or it is maybe better to have something more direct to yourself, to your higher self, maybe like remote viewing, especially if we, for example, want to maybe try and predict the future? Is it possible to predict the future, or it's future constantly changing? Is it possible to predict the future that is close by, maybe what is going to happen in the next half an hour or something? Or it's constantly changing? And if you can tell us generally about timelines, how they work.
I will first answer the first part. So things like divination and tarot card are actually tools to connect with your unconscious. That's something we just mentioned, that it's vital to connect to your unconscious. You become more aware of your greater self, and that will help raise your frequency. So these are excellent tools to communicate with your higher self, as a spirit realm does not use the English language. The spirit realm communicates through symbolism, and your tarot card system is a way of using that symbolism and to use the archetypes. To come back on the timeline.
Predicting future, is it possible to
yes.
be precise?
So it's not possible to predict the future, it's only possible to look into probabilities. So you as a unique being are constantly shifting through realities, and you as a whole, a mass consciousness of humanity, are constantly shifting. So what you call your physical reality is actually an agreement of everyone's own shifts, where you have a common ground that you agree to call objective reality. So in that way, everyone can have their influence that changes the whole timeline. So just one person can have an overall effect on entire humanity. So as you all possess free will, no one can tell you what to do, and no one knows upfront what somebody will do, because you all possess free will. So in that way, we as the Yael, for example, we can read into probabilities, we can read into momentums, we can say, oh, that's very likely to happen, but no one can ever say for 100% certainty that it will be that way. So no, the future cannot be predicted. Do not use these systems to try to do that. In a global scale, for your own personal growth and your personal life, you can, to a certain degree, have a certain idea of an excellent or a most agreeable timeline. You can have help from your higher self or your guides to have you in resonance with this most beneficial, highest timeline for you specifically. So in that way, you can use your imagination to visualize a timeline that is most ideal for you, where you follow your highest excitement, where you live in unconditional love, where you can be your true self. So this highest timeline is a probability that you can match as you follow your excitement, as you become more of your true self. So in that way, you can see it a little bit as a prediction, as you choose to live on your highest timeline and you already know for yourself what that might look like. We also want to add that if you use your imagination, the higher self works through concepts. So it is a vibrational translation of your brain, what something might look like. So the details in that way never really matter. It's the frequency state that you create within that will be matched by the universe in the most fitting way, the path of least resistance, the path of least energy. In that way, you will have that timeline reflected back to you as you bring yourself in a state of bliss and unconditional love. This timeline will be reflected back to you in your physical reality.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.